Alright, so this is now part 3 of 3 where we're going to verify our configurations. So the first thing I did here, we rebooted, and I'm going to do apt-get update because I'm also just going to give you guys quick tips on programs to monitor your firewall with. And what we're going to quick install for you is iftop. We're going to install iptstat, and we're going to install iptrafng. At least to start. There are others, but these are pretty good ones to use. And after that, we'll go ahead and verify connectivity. All right. So now, the first thing I want to do from the firewall is a ping. If you can ping, you know your WAN interface is correctly configured. We're also going to look at the routing table. And our routing table here is correct as well. So what we want to do is actually should have done this before, let's install TCP dump. And while that is installing, I'm going to bring up a client here. And what you're going to want to do with TCP dump is set up a listening instance of it on ENP0S3. And that's your LAN interface, okay? So we're going to fire up our client, and if I ping, because if I do route print, the 000 address is our LAN address as its default gateway. If I ping 192.168.1.1, you can see the echo requests and replies. But if I ping Google instead, you can see that it had to go through and send an ICMP echo request. It already got the IP from DNS, but... Alright, now we're going to go to the WAN interface, EMP0S8. And if we ping, you'll see the traffic is different on this side. Because of that NAT rule, it changed it to 25. So if we look at our NAT table, you see it's caught 11 packets and it's changed the source address of them. But that's how that works and why it works. So again, just to reiterate, check your LAN and WAN when it comes back up. Check your routing table with IPRoute or netstatrn if you have that. And you also want to do systemctl, status, DHCPD. Whoops. It's actually spelled out, ISC DHCP server with hyphens in there. And you want to make sure that's running as well. One last thing I'm going to leave you with is what happens if you want to have SSH. So SSH is secure shell on here. So if I install SSH, and now if you don't know what SSH is or why you would need it, don't follow these instructions because this is an avenue of attack for breaking into systems, as well as its purpose, which is securely administering those systems over a network. But anything can be used in a malicious way as well. If we install that, I'm just going to show you real quick. If I start this SSHD, and then I run, if I look at SSLN, whoops, too many, SSLNT, it's listening on port 22. And what you have to do is actually open that up in your input chain, but we have to be very careful about doing it. So we're going to say it here, but let's open it up. Only do this how I'm showing you. Please, I mean, do not open this up to your WAN unless you know why you need to do it. So here we're going to use that $ again, LAN, TCP, not just TCP, but let's also have it only be our LAN net source, have it be TCP, have it going to port 22, and accept the traffic. So basically what this means is it's only going to allow, if we look at that table input, it's only going to allow that traffic to the SSH server if it's from our LAN net and coming in on our LAN interface. This is a pretty secure configuration. So why it's important to have this is now I can SSH to that machine like this. And I say accept the fingerprint, and then I can log in. The problem is, it's over the network. I don't have to be in front of the machine to do this. This is why I limited it to the LAN interface and only our trusted computers. See, now if I say W, I'm logged in from an IP address that's remote. And that can be any IP address. Real quick, just to round it all out, if we tail the file verilog authlog, that's how you can keep track of who is logging in. And if what you want to look for is accepted password, if that comes in for a user from an IP you're not expecting, or from the WAN, you need to look into that. That's why I said do not open this on your WAN. It's impossible for someone on the WAN right now with this configuration to get in. But they could break into your LAN and use it as a pivot point. There's many other ways as well. But regardless, with that, the other programs like IFTOP, you can just use these to monitor your LAN and WAN. You would see connection information. IPT-stat is the same way. You can monitor information with your connections, and as well. So that's how those work. And IP-traf is another good one. You can monitor interfaces and things like that. So if I ping right now, I can monitor that connection. You see packets down there? So like if I do a continuous ping, I can go through these interfaces here and see all of the packets and their bandwidth and everything, as well as like statistical breakdowns by packet size on my LAN and WAN. See, these are 75 byte packets. And I can monitor my LAN stations. So I can monitor the MAC address and the frames that are coming in from my LAN. So that is how you set up a network firewall with Linux. And these concepts, a lot of them, they all apply to any distro you're using. So I hope this was helpful for you. So with all that, as always, it's Tyler with T-Tech.